Well, good afternoon. Might be a little loud in front of those speakers, but first of all, thank you, everyone. We'd like to thank you for joining us this afternoon as we kick off our homecoming week with a special Founders Day celebration for our 50th anniversary. It was on this day in 1967 that the faculty, staff, and students gathered for our very first convocation at what was then Southwest Minnesota State College. Today we come together to honor our past and reaffirm the pledge that our charter faculty, staff, and students made 50 years ago. And that pledge was to pledge our talents and abilities to the never-ending development of this fine institution. Before I call upon President Gores to say a few words, I'd like to recognize one very special guest who is with us today. Amanda Fredlin is a current SMSU student, and she's also a student representative on the Minnesota State Colleges and Universities Board of Trustees. So welcome, Amanda. Thank you for joining us. At this time, I'd like to call upon President Gores to say a few words.
Thank you, Bill. That was Bill Mulso, our Vice President for University Advancement and Executive Director of the Foundation. Did I get that right? Yeah. I did. Good afternoon. We are so pleased to see so many people here today. I want to say welcome to one and all. This is really a wonderful, historic occasion. I want to thank you for sharing in this special occasion and this special day. It's a day when we honor our past, we celebrate our present, and we envision our future together. It's a time to reflect on how far we've come and to help us harness our collective passion for the next 50 years. It's a special occasion today, made even more special because every one of you who's gathered here today. People have always made a difference here at Southwest. People who care about one another, people who care deeply about this fine institution, and people who make a difference every single day. People like all of you gathered here today. I'm very pleased that we have with us today some members of the charter class. So charter class members, would you please raise your hand so we can congratulate you and welcome you back? I know there are a bunch of you. There they are. There's more. We have faculty members who taught here in the early years and faculty members who are teaching here now. Let's welcome them as well. Would you raise your hand? Yeah. And we have staff members who have supported our students on every step in our journey. Let us welcome all our staff members as well. We have community members who had a vision for a college on the prairie, right here in this spot where it used to be cornfields everywhere. They had a vision for a college on the prairie, and they worked tirelessly to make that dream come true. There are two members of the original committee still with us. We lost one of those members earlier this year when we lost Dick Jorgensen. There's a man named John Sudbeck who was president of the bank, and he is in Arizona. And today we are very, very pleased that one special person is with us who served on the original committee to start the institution. In fact, he handled all the legal matters associated with our founding. Please join me in thanking a dear friend of the university, Mr. Warren Quarnstrom, and his spouse, Ardella, right here in the front. Woo! We are very fortunate to have them in the Mustang family. In a few minutes, we'll be signing the 50th charter, which reads, "We, the undersigned Southwest Minnesota State University students, faculty, staff, and alumni, reaffirm the pledge made by charter students, faculty, and staff in 1967 to use our talents and abilities to the never-ending development of this fine institution. May we, as our counterparts sought to do 50 years ago, perform our tasks to ensure those who follow will know their path by the lamps we have established. With great pride for the past and dedication to excellence in the future, we affix our names during the 50th anniversary homecoming week, September 25th through 30th, 2017. So that's the charter that we will all be signing in a few minutes, and the charter is actually inside. Bill will tell us how all this is going to work. A couple more things. As we embrace the significance of this milestone and this point in time, I invite everyone, I invite all of you to share your Mustang stories and Southwest stories with your family, with your friends, your neighbors, your fellow students, your co-workers, today and in the future. Share what this place has meant to you. Share how it has changed your life and truly made a difference. Let's make sure that message is carried far and wide. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for participating in this wonderful occasion. And thank you for being part of the Mustang family.
At this time, I'd like to call on David Sturrock, the Marshall City Council President pro tempore, to read a proclamation.
Thank you, Mr. Malso. Good afternoon, everyone. What a great day for our university. Mayor Robert Burns sends his greetings and his regrets. He is in another part of the state today on his work for his job, but has issued this proclamation, which I'm honored to read on his behalf. And the proclamation President Gore is holding here in its official form, as you can see. Southwest Minnesota State University 50th Anniversary Celebration, week of September 25th, September 30th, 2017. Whereas Southwest Minnesota State University is celebrating 50 years as an institution, having opened its doors 50 years ago this very day, Monday, September 25th, 1967, and whereas during its short yet distinguished history, Southwest Minnesota State University has contributed in many ways to the city of Marshall, Lyon County, Southwest Minnesota, and the entire state of Minnesota. Whereas SMSU as an institution was founded on the hopes and dreams of visionary leaders, building higher education opportunities within the region, and whereas Southwest Minnesota State University was a forerunner in accessible and innovative education, a tradition which continues today, and whereas alumni of the university contribute to the betterment of their communities throughout the region, the nation, and the world. Whereas Southwest Minnesota State University has contributed to the academic, artistic, athletic, and economic life of Southwest Minnesota. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Robert J. Burns, Mayor of Marshall, do hereby proclaim the week of September 25th to 30th, 2017 as Southwest Minnesota State University Week. Issued, Robert J. Burns, Mayor, City of Marshall.
David, on behalf of the many alumni, faculty, staff, and most importantly our students, I want to thank the City of Marshall for its unwavering support and for being such a tremendous partner over our history and doing everything they have to make SMSU the place it is today. Thank you. Well, before we invite everyone inside to celebrate with some birthday cake and sign the charter, we're going to keep with tradition that we have established here when we have major milestones. We're going to take a family photo. So, immediately following the photo, I would ask all of those charter students, faculty, and staff that are with us today to join us by the charter, and they'll be the first ones to sign it with President Gores. So let's take a family photo. We're going to line up and center here on Jim if we could.